Now, based on the evidence of last season, you have 4 players in this World Cup who are tipped to perform at a truly world-class level. You have Mohamed Salah of Liverpool and Egypt, who unfortunately didn't get a chance to show what he could do against Uruguay because his shoulder prevented him from making the lineup. You have Lionel Messi, who had a game to forget against Iceland yesterday, missed a penalty at 1-1, which could have really seen his side win the game, but Argentina off to a shaky start again in this World Cup. You have Cristiano Ronaldo of Portugal, who of course scored a magnificent hat-trick against Spain to see his side register 1 point in the first game of the World Cup. And now, today, the 4th player, we have Neymar, the chosen one from Brazil, who's tipped to lead his side to Hexa, to number 6. Now, we're all waiting to see if Brazil can win their 6th World Cup. Last World Cup, when they hosted it, it was a completely shambolic performance in the last game of the tournament against Germany. And Brazil fans don't need reminding of this. The fact that they lost 7-1 to Germany and the fact that that was their last World Cup game will give them enough motivation to turn the table around this time. Because they're playing Switzerland today in a tough and tricky group, and they have to win their first game to stand any chance of qualifying from this group. Now, Brazil, what can we say about them? 5 times winners, 58, 62, 70, 94, 2002, 2018. That's what we're all going to see. Now, based on the evidence of last season, we also have the fact that Brazilian players have been performing very well across Europe. Their squad is littered with players who are playing in Europe and a good balance of young players playing in the Brazilian league, playing for clubs like Corinthians. We have Jeromel, who's an exciting talent from Brazil, who's been selected, who's playing in the local league. Many other players. But before we get into the nitty-gritties of it, before we get into the lineups, I'll just give you a little context about this. Now, Brazil in their qualifying matches, when playing under Dunga, their ex-coach, they won just 1 of their first 6 qualifying matches for the World Cup. Come together, a new coach. We have Teach, who's coaching Brazil now. Since he took over, Brazil has not lost a single game in World Cup qualifying campaign. Out of the last 12 matches, they won 10 and drew 2. So Teach has really got the squad playing very, very well. You have superstars littered all across it. Neymar, Coutinho, Gabriel Jesus, Thiago Silva, Marquinhos. Everywhere you look, they have a player, a world-class player in every position, and that is why Brazil are favourites to win their World Cup. People are in fact even saying that this World Cup is Brazil's to lose because there's just so many expectations on them, and one would hope that those expectations aren't put forward unduly on the players, because they'd want to be at their peak and mentally and physically to perform well at this World Cup. So what I just told you before this was Brazil's World Cup qualifying record, and that just goes to show the dominant form that they've been in. The fact that they haven't lost a single game in the last 12 qualifying matches. The fact that Neymar, after being 3 months out, is playing at a supremely high level once again goes to show, beg your pardon, how good a player he is. On the other hand, we also have Switzerland, who we must not forget, have not lost a single game in the last 22 World Cup qualifying matches. Beg your pardon, not World Cup qualifying matches, in the last 22 matches in general. Come on, sometimes these things do get mixed up in my head. But their manager Vladimir Petkovic has made sure and has put out a warning to Brazil and said that, look, we're not going to go and to play the match and make it pretty. We're not going to make it easy for Brazil. We're going to be hard to beat. We're going to be organized. We're going to be solid. And we're going to force Brazil into making mistakes, because that's what you need to do against a team of the pedigree and quality of Brazil. No matter if you've not lost a single game in your last 22 games, you're still playing against the team that's the favorite to win the World Cup. I'm going to go through the lineup now, and you're going to then realize why I'm tipping Brazil to win this World Cup, because there's just so many players across all positions. We have Alisson of Roma, who's tipped to start in goal. He's been at the center of a lot of attention of European clubs.